Tonight we have the man called James Ebo Whyte, and affectionately known as Uncle Ebo Whyte. All right. He's a celebrated playwright, actor, and motivational speaker. He is a husband, a father, and a leader. Yet at his core, he simply describes himself as a storyteller. All right. His journey in the theater began way back in 1975. And over the years, he has written and directed more than 60 stage productions, with Order for Four being his upcoming play. His impact on Ghana's arts and cultural landscape has earned him several prestigious awards. Among others, we have the Life Icon Award, Culture and Tourism Award, Icon Award. We have the Ghana Association of Writers Award, all right? As an actor, Uncle Ebo has also penned 3 thought-provoking books. The Deal, The Perfect Couple, Let's Talk About Sex, all right? These are books authored by our resource person. Beyond theater and literature, Uncle Ebo has been a consistent voice of inspiration for over 32 years, sharing life-changing wisdom on Joy FM, Joy FM's Food for Thought, and he has shaped lives, challenged mindsets, and uplifted countless individuals through this platform. He is an ardent believer of love and relationships, and he has been married to Florence for 41 plus years, and fathers many, believing that fatherhood transcends biology and DNA. Through storytelling, mentorship, and an unshakable commitment to uplifting others, Uncle Ebo Whyte continues to leave an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of all. Tonight, he is the one God has ordained and prepared to be a blessing to us. Shall we receive him? Uncle Ebo Whyte, you are welcome, and God bless you for honoring our invitation. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the honor of being with you. It's really an honor. Calvary Baptist is my home. And so any opportunity, any excuse to come home is good news for me. So thank you very much. I've been asked to speak on starting right, and we're going to go right into it. Maybe during the question time, we may be able to bring other dimensions in, but let me go straight to my presentation. And I begin by saying that we cannot talk of starting well or starting right if we did not end well. So before we go any further, I would like to ask you, how did you end 2025? Which you entered 2026? Think about that question well. Which you entered 2026? Let me break that one down a little, especially in defining which you entered 2026. Was it a confident you that entered 2026 or a defeated you? Was it a hopeful you that entered 2026 or a discouraged you? Is it the you with dreams and expectations or the you who has given up? Is it the you who is bitter or the you who has let go of all hurts and pain? Is it the you with regrets or the you who has forgiven himself and forgiven all others? Think about it. Which you entered 2026? I hope that it was the confident you, the hopeful you, the you with dreams and expectations. And it's important for us to have expectations for the new year because of a biblical principle. It's a principle that Mary gave us. And you find that in Luke chapter chapter 1, I think verse 53, where Mary says, the rich God sends, and the hungry God fills with good things, but the rich he sends away empty. What that means, those who come to any situation, anything with expectations, God meets the expectations. So if you are in this year and you have expectations for the year, you expect the best of the year, God will fill those expectations. But if you don't have expectation in this year, then it means you've come to this year already full. You are not empty, you are full. So there is no place to be filled. And the Bible says, Mary says, God sends people like that empty away. So it's important for us to have expectations to keep our dreams alive. Otherwise, we will be sent away empty. And I'm praying that this year you will not be sent away empty in any respect, that your expectations will be so huge, that they would honor God. If our expectations for 2026 could honor God by its scale and its audacity of faith, then that is something. Audacity of faith. That would be wonderful if we can honor God with that. So think about that. Is it the you who is bitter or the you who has let go of all hurts and pain? I pray that I am speaking to the you who has let go of all hurts and all pain. Keeping a record of wrongs, keeping a record of what people have said or done to hurt you does not help anybody, does not add anything to you. Indeed, it reduces you. It takes a lot from you. Because what happens is that when you harbor what people have done to hurt you, you give them the chance to hurt you with every memory of it. Every time you remind yourself, he said this, you have cooperated with him to hurt you even more. We need to wake up and take back our lives. Some of us, our lives ceased to be ours a long time ago. Too many people have taken our lives. So I pray that I'm speaking to the you who has let go of all hurts and pain, or who is determined now to let go of all hurts and pain. He broke your heart, so the heart is still there. Move on. It didn't kill you. And forgive yourself. We all make mistakes. So we make silly mistakes. And sometimes, with the benefit of hindsight, we find ourselves asking ourselves, how could I be so stupid? Oh, stop saying that. You're a human being. I tell people, give yourself permission to be human. In other words, when you make a mistake, just acknowledge, I've made a mistake. Learn to laugh at yourself and move on. And do better next time, because you learn from your mistakes. So that's the first point I wanted us to reflect on. We cannot talk of starting well or starting right if we did not end right. So how did you end 2025, and which you entered 2026? Now I move on to, in order to start right, we also need to take stock of how we spent time, how we use time. Time is the raw material of life. And if you haven't learned to use time well, what is happening is that you are throwing your life away. People spend so much time waiting, and they don't realize that is your time going. We allow people to come and take so much of our time, and we don't realize they've just stolen your life. They've just stolen a proportion of your life. So Before you go any further in 2026, I want to give you the opportunity to take stock of how you spent the days of 2025. And I'm going to give you something to help you. Some of this data may surprise you. If you spent 30 minutes bathing and dressing, and I think that would be the average for a lot of you. We know there are people who spend much longer bathing and dressing. And remember, I'd not just say bathing and dressing, because I know people who take 2 minutes to bath. We still will have to examine whether that is called proper, that is even proper bathing or not. But if you spend 30 minutes bathing and dressing, you spent 8 days in the week doing nothing but bathing and dressing. Did you get that? And with that, anything you spend 30 minutes on a regular basis amounts to 8 days at the end of the year. Now, the average Ghanaian takes his bath twice. So if you spend 1 hour a day bathing, then that's 30 minutes in the morning, possibly another 30 minutes in the evening. What you did was that you spent 15 days of the year doing nothing but bathing. Let's go to eating. Let's put breakfast, lunch, and supper together, and let's allocate 1 hour for your eating. In my case, it will be much longer because I am a very slow eater. But let's say you spend 1 hour every day at table. That is 15 days of the year with you just eating, doing nothing but eating. If you spend 2 hours in traffic, and in Accra, you can easily spend 2 hours in traffic in and out, depending on where you live and where you work. You can spend 2 hours in traffic. That means you spend 31 days sitting in traffic, 31 days of the year, 1 whole month. All you did, 1 whole month in 2025, you were just sitting in traffic. If you spend time cooking, especially the ladies and some men, not too many of the men, spend 2 hours cooking on a regular basis and preparing meals and cleaning up. If you spend 2 hours, that is 31 days of your life just cooking. If you spend 2 hours on phone and on social media a day, again, 1 whole month, 31 days. If you spend 2.5 hours on television, on TV, that is 38 days of the year doing nothing but watching TV. And we can go on. You spend 8 hours sleeping. That is 122 days that you spend doing nothing but sleeping. 122 days. That's about 4 months you spent only sleeping. If you spend 40 hours a week, 40 hours a week working, that is 87 days, almost 3 months working. Now, that you can use this to do an audit of what you've spent your time on. So if you ever ask yourself, where did the days go? Or if you ever heard somebody say, the month is gone fast, oh. No, it didn't go fast. It was still 60 seconds to the minute, 60 minutes to the hour, and things like that. It didn't go fast. 24 hours in a day, 7 days in the week. Still, just that you didn't take stock of what you are spending your life on. So let's learn to take stock of how we spend our time and how we allow others to misuse our time and don't allow it to happen. Now, I go on to a secret that I discovered in international politics and in diplomacy. I'm going to share that with you, but it is also something that we all would identify with once I mention it. This is it. I want you today, when you go home, or this week, make the time to write a letter to yourself dated 31st December 2026. In other words, I want you to write a letter to yourself that will reflect the life you have lived through 2026 up to 31st December 2026. And in that letter, tell yourself what you've accomplished in the year. Remember, the year hasn't gone anywhere. We are just in the second month, but write it. And I said I learned this from international diplomacy and from international politics. This is what I discovered. That usually, before any diplomat goes on a mission, they are supposed to write a letter, the report of the trip they are now going to undertake. I hope you understand. Let's say the guy is coming from the US to Ghana. He is supposed to file a report of that trip that he is yet to take with his superiors, with his boss. And then when he finishes the trip, he is supposed to write another report of what actually happened when he came to Ghana. And then he would have to explain if there are any differences between the letter he wrote and the report he wrote before he began the journey and the one he wrote after the journey. It's a good principle that I think we can apply to our lives. So I've learned to write a report before any project. And then after the project, to write another report of how the project went. And then try to reconcile the two. Now, what that does is this: because you know what report you've written already before you started, you will not allow things to frustrate you easily. And you will not give up easily. And you try to find solutions to whatever problems confront you. And that is why I recommend this to you, that write a letter to yourself, accounting for 2026, what you did with 2026 before the rest of the days come. And once you write that, read it often. Read it if you can. On a weekly basis, read it. Make adjustments if you must, but read it. And focus on what it is that you are trusting God for you to accomplish. And remember what I began with. I said, our expectations must be worthy of God, because really, at the end of the day, it is all about God, not about us. He's the one who would enable us to do it. So if our expectations are just for what we think we can accomplish, then we haven't honored God. Remember the word, let your faith be audacious. Let your faith be audacious. And in that, let your courage also be incredible. And so, write that letter. And whilst you write it, remember what God told Joshua. And you'll find that Joshua chapter 1. I love that passage, especially from the 6th verse to the 9th verse. But then verse 9 of Joshua chapter 1 says, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And that is our promise. That is our assurance. That for 2026, wherever we go, the Lord our God will be with us. But note what he says. Be strong and courageous. It says, I have commanded you. It's a command. We can't live with fear. We can't live timidly. That is not an option. If we do that, we are walking in disobedience, because he has commanded us to be strong and courageous. He said, do not be afraid. So the things you fear. There's an interesting question I found somewhere that has always haunted me. He said, what would you be able to accomplish if you were not afraid of anything? If you are not afraid of failure, if you were not afraid of anything, backlash or anything, what would you be able to accomplish? Live your life without fear. And do not be discouraged. Now, listen, if God is saying do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, it means there'll be things to scare you. There'll be things to make you discouraged. And so those of us who give up easily, those of us who are too soft in the face of challenges, let's remember this. God does not want us to be soft. Otherwise, he will not say be strong and courageous. So whatever the challenges, whatever we confront, let us come with this mindset of can do. And why can do? Because my God says I should be strong and courageous. Why can do?
Empress, reduce the volume.
Hello?
Yes, Uncle, you can continue. We'll mute there.
Is there a problem?
No, I think some people just muted themselves. Just proceed,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So the Lord our God is with us wherever we go. That means in whatever we do also. I pray that this year we will let God be God. So let it reflect in that letter you are going to write to yourself, dated 31st December 2026, and you are writing it today or this week. And like I said, read it, review it, but always keep it in mind. It will change your life. It will redirect your life. The next point I want us to reflect on is have a revival for yourself. It's the beginning of the year. We just entered February, so we haven't really gone too far. So have a revival for yourself. What do I mean by that? Many of us depend on revivals for when the church calls one. But you, this week or next week, if this week is too close, or next week, or after Valentine, try and fix a date. If you can have a week, spend a week in which you spend trying to have your own revival. If you can invite a friend to join you, a colleague to join you, a member of the church to join you, so that it becomes 2, 3, 4 of you doing this, I think that would be super. Do it. So the church can have its program, but you, with some of the people in your network, see if you cannot come together and have your own revival. Just read the Bible, study the Bible. Read the Bible, study the Bible. Share your insights with each other. Revive your prayer life. Learn to note the things you want to pray about. Write your list down. And then make sure you have gone through that list before you finish, you stop praying. Otherwise, you'll get to the point where you pray up to a certain point and you don't know what to pray about anymore. But if you have a list, you know, I have 5 things I'm praying about. I have these people, list of people I'm interceding for, situations that I'm trusting God to turn around. That would be fantastic. Revive yourself. And then get yourself accountability partners, people you hold yourself accountable to, and they also hold themselves accountable to you. But whatever you do, get yourself revived. If you can buy a notebook in which you write your insights from what you read in scripture. That would be wonderful. This year, try to see if you can read some of the books in the Bible, especially some of the epistles, at one sitting. Let's stop this thing of reading the Bible like a prescription from a hospital. We read 3 verses per day, or we read a chapter a day. Well, that will not help us. The epistles are not that long, so make it a habit. Pick a book and decide today, this evening, or this morning, I'm going to read this. And if I'm not done, I'm not putting the Bible down. And whilst you are reading, have a notebook nearby and write some of the insights that you are receiving, some of the thoughts that are passing through your mind. Note them. Don't think you will remember. Note them. And there's something that happens. As you note them, you'll find that new ideas are also flowing. So revive yourself. And then the 5th point. If you're wondering how we got to the 5th point, we started point 1 is saying that it's trying to answer we try to answer the question, which you entered 2026. Remember, that is under the context of we cannot talk of starting right if we do not review how we ended, and we should review that. And then the 2nd point is that take stock of how you spent your time in 2025. And the 3rd is a letter you are going to write yourself, dated 31st December 2026. And you are writing it now. The 4th point I've made is revive yourself. And I've shown how that one way, it's not the only way, one way that could happen. Now, so we go to the 5th point, and it is this. Keep in good shape. Get yourself into good shape. Your body is the temple of God. Our bodies are the temple of God. Our bodies cannot be shabby. We've got to pay attention to our bodies. So keep in good shape. How will you do that? I am skeptical of people going to register with the gym, because all the gyms are rich, because there are people who go and register. They go there giddy for a week or 2, and then after that, you don't see them again. They don't go there anymore. So look for something that you can work with. I love to walk. And so I love to walk 5 kilometers 3 times a week. That would help. That helps me. I do not know what will work for you, but in between that, when I come to the office, I don't always invite people to come into my office to pick up something. If I have something for any member of my staff, I get down, and my office is on the 3rd floor, so I walk downstairs to go and give it to them, and it's all part of the exercise. I don't park when I arrive. I don't park near the office door. I park away, so that even getting from the car to the office, I get a little bit of activity. But whatever works for you, the goal and the aim is to keep in great physical shape. Calvary, your church is on a story building. How many of you listening to me this evening can run up and down that stairs and not pant and not faint and not gasp for breath? Begin to work at it, and let's see if before the year ends, you can enter and just run up to the auditorium and down when you are done, because that would really be help. But whatever you do, keep in great physical shape. Remember, your body is a temple of God. But in keeping that, In doing that, watch what you eat. Generally, our eating habits in Ghana are not good. We don't know how to eat. Compared to even some of our neighbors, we don't know how to eat. We don't pay attention to fruits. We don't pay attention to leaves. Our thing is the banku and then the shito and the fish, food stock. We eat to feel it in our tummy that it is full. Those of you who have traveled outside and who learn to eat the food there, you realize that the food they serve you, you don't feel it here in your tummy that you are full. And yet, you go through the day and you are not hungry. Your body has been well nourished. So let's pay attention to what we eat and the times we eat. We get, because of traffic, because of pressure of work, some of us get home very late. Get home after 9. And yet, many of us insist to eat the fufu, to eat the banku, to eat the kenke that has been prepared for us at 9 p.m. Why? Because we'll tell you, accommodate me, I am hungry. Well, guess what? You don't need energy to sleep. So I suggest, if you get home late, you must have a cutoff time where you don't eat at all. But if you are too hungry to help it, then I suggest that you try some fruits. Get some fruits always at home, and then help yourself. It's all part of trying to keep in good shape. You eat late, you eat and go to sleep immediately. What will happen? One feature, apart from all the health issues that it will bring you, one feature that you begin to realize that you're having a pot belly. If you see young men, Christians who don't drink beer with pot belly, ask them when they eat supper. And it's often because as soon as they eat, they are going to sleep. And then it is all there. It's all packed. It's all packed there, and it is not good enough. Number 6, learn to add value to yourself this year. Pick up something. Pick up a habit. Pick up a hobby. Pick up a hobby. Pick up a project. If you are young enough, think. Fortunately now, these days, there are many courses you can do in the evening and over the weekends. Can you register for a course? Can you do something? Don't tell me there's no time. You have time for anything you want to do. And actually, there is a principle in management. It says this: if you want something to be done, give it to the busiest person, because they always get things done. And you can see it in your own life. Have you tried to clean your room before and arrange things in your room? When you have a lot of time, you have the whole day to do it, you would find that by evening, you haven't finished. But when you have a program in the afternoon and you wake up in the morning and you take a look at your room and say, oh, this room, I need to tidy it up. And you know that, but I must leave home by 1 o'clock. By 1 o'clock, you've tidied the place up. You've done it. Same amount of work. When we think we have too much time, we don't do anything. That is a fact. In the days when I used to work for salary, I would pile up in writing projects and say that when I come on leave, I would really, really write. I'll come on leave and resume, and I haven't done anything. And yet, in the busyness of the working week and the working days, I am able to write some of the plays that you remember me for. So add value. Find something to do. Learn something new, something you didn't know. Acquire a skill. Or the skills you have, take them to the next level. Take them to the next level. Don't remain where you are. It's a new year. Take it to the next level. And then number 7, invest in your partner and in your children. Don't neglect your family. And this goes particularly for young men. When we are young and we are capable and we are active, the family comes last. Especially our spouses, they come last. Our spouses and partners get the time that is left over after working, after attending to ministry things, after doing social media, after answering other people's call, after counseling other people, after helping those who say they need our help. We give them all that time. Then we give our partners what is left over, if any. Then when our partners want to engage us, oh, don't you see, I'm tired. What made you tired? What made you tired? When you come on retirement, the things that made you tired, will they be there to support you? If you fell ill right now, the thing that made you tired, will they be able to sustain you? When you are young, you don't realize that your partner is important, because when you are down, it will always be about your partner. So right now, whilst you are active, whilst you are young, build memory banks. I encourage people, build memory banks. It's a powerful tool. It's a powerful tool. Friends and I have been married for, so this will be 43 years now. Over weekends, some weekends, when neither of us has any assignment, we keep the people in the house a bit worried, because we can be in our bedroom till about 9:30 to 10. We are not asleep. We are just chatting. We are just reviewing our memory bank. Oh, you remember that trip to Ho? You remember that guy? Is he still around? And then the joy it brings, you have no idea what that does. Reviewing your memory, happy memories, sad memories. I call them memory bank. The more you have, the better. So those of you who have ever watched any of my plays with your spouse, they did not enrich your relationship for a number of weeks, because a quote from the play just cracked you up. A joke from the play just diffused any tension. It's called memory bank. Pay attention to your love relationship. And in doing that, create memory banks. That means spending time with your partner, experiencing things together. And remember, especially when the children come in, it becomes very challenging. The danger is to make your relationship all about your children. That is not wise. Because don't forget, the children are just guests in your house. Yeah, those beautiful, wonderful little ones that you call my children, they are just guests in your house. Sooner or later, and the way some of these children grow, it will be sooner. They will move on, as they should. Then it will be you and your spouse. So yes, be a good parent, but be a better spouse as well. The challenge in Ghana is that we are all very good parents, but lousy spouses. Let's change that. Let's try and change that. So invest money, time, support in your partner, in your spouse, and then in your children as well. But keep the priorities right. It's about you and your partner. The children are guests in the home. Pay attention to them, but remember, one day, it will be just you and your partner. And guess what? When you and your partner bond well and connect well, the children are happy. The children celebrate you and your partner. They celebrate you as their parents. They they blossom better to see that the relationship between daddy and mommy is wonderful, and it becomes a model for them, something that they strive for. Number 8, be the difference for somebody or for some people if you have the means. Be the difference. For 2026, make it a goal that at the end of 2026, somebody, and let's go into the letter you write to yourself, dated 31st December 2026. Make it a goal that at the end of 2026, somebody will thank God for you, for bringing you into their lives, for the difference you've made in their lives. Make that as a goal. You're going to make a difference for somebody. You're going to turn somebody's life around with even the limited resources you have. You're going to be a difference for somebody. If you can be more, and it should not be necessarily a relation, anybody. Let a person be able to say, if I hadn't met you, I don't know where I would have been. The blessing in that statement is incredible. And this year, try something new. Give yourself the chance to experience some new things. Try something new. Some of us, our lives are so predictable. Eh? Home, work, back home. Or home, work, church, home. Or home, church, home. Well, this year, try something. Enrich your life. Enlarge your life. Develop an interest in something and try something new. And try something new. Try something new. In other words, what I'm saying is celebrate life. Celebrate life. Celebrate life. Try something new, even with food. Stop saying, as for me, I don't like this. Have you tried it before? Try it. I have a personal philosophy. I'll try everything once. If it is not helpful, I didn't like it, then I'll stop it. But I'll be able to say, yeah, I know what that is. Try something new. And finally, number 10, and I'm ending number 10 so we can have our discussion. Number 10, remember it is all about God. It's about God, it's not about you. So walk with confidence, walk in faith. Walk knowing that God has a purpose that He's working it out through your ups and downs. Your ups and downs. He's working things out. It's all about God. It's not about us. So let's stop complaining. Let's stop looking at our bank account. I may not have a good bank account, but whatever I need, God will let me have at the right time. But that also means that be someone who makes life possible for others, and then God would also make life happen for you. It's all about God. And so, my brothers and sisters, I would pause here so we can begin with a discussion. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Uncle Ebo Whyte, for these wonderful nuggets. So as I announced earlier, you have some question, you can raise your hand or drop the question in the chat, and then we'll read it for Uncle Ebo to answer. All right. So at this time, I will not talk much. I'm opening the floor. If you have any question from the presentation, the 10 points that was shared with us, you can just show your hand with the emojis, and then I can call you to ask your question. All right. And you can as well also type in the chat, and then I'll call you or I'll read it out for Uncle Ebo to answer us. All right. Yes. So who is starting?
Have I confused people so much that they don't know what questions to ask?
Okay, so let me just ask this question as the process what questions they want to ask. I am also interested in two things. Number one, with all these aspects or phases of life, and in a very fast-paced environment, like you've mentioned, how do I balance? How do I navigate my way? Where do I put the weight? And what do I consider in putting the weight at any particular time? And the second one will be that when you're talking about invest in relationships, invest in your spouse, invest in your, does children have anything to invest in their parents?
Okay.
Yes, these two questions.
Okay. Let's begin with the first one. This is a fast-paced world. I believe that if we all took stock of our lives and did some of the exercises I've asked you to do, we would all learn what things matter and what things do not matter to us. Let's get our priorities right. Let's get our focus right. Should you attend every funeral? Should you be at every wedding? You know, and you go to an event and it doesn't start on time. Should you remain and wait till they start, or can you walk away? Take control of your time. If you're able to do it, you would find that even though this is a fast-paced world now, you are in a serene place because you are living life on your terms. This is not important to me. This will not help me, so I am off it. Social media posting. Why should I watch people living their lives in full? You know, I will not watch it. Let me find something else to do. If we can all do that, we'll find we have a lot to do. Do children have anything to invest in their parents? It depends on their age. When they are in school, they are in school. Our job is to give them the best preparation for their future as possible. And if we do it right, when they find their feet, they would help us lose our teeth. You know, I'm using an Akan proverb that the method is this: we as parents help our children to develop their teeth, and then they help us when we lose ours. And so don't let us be in a rush to harvest from our children. When they are ready and we made the right investment in them, it will be their biggest joy to invest in us as well.
Okay, thank you very much. I see Samuel Obudati, you can ask your question. You are muted.
Okay, hello. Yeah, I suggest that we record the program and probably share it on the platform for us to play it over and over again. Thank you.
Okay, it's been recorded. Thank you too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Any other question or addition?
Patron, person bisa question.
Oh, yeah, bisa. Pacho bisa.
Hello.
Yeah, Pacho bisa.
Dan Pacho, na okasa no say yan. Dan Pacho, me bisa. Hello. Me Pacho, da kasa no say as yan kasa ye make your home personal, your concern about your life and everything. Na me bisa that say me so me special mother. Me buy a CP. Ontimi na nti onko baby a. Nti ama me dreams nyina me wo nyina ewo notebook ma short but because of my child nti no. Me ntimi ma me dreams how me pese me year no emba so now no the advice na what the man say meet me because me ni obi a me jakwala na man na ade nti ama all the dreams na me wo nyina egu me notebook. Nti mpa show bit my help me sa de nka.
That burden is a heavy burden. But what history has also shown us is that those who are given that burden are always special to God. because those burdened children mean a lot to God. And when we take good care of them, God has a way of rewarding us for the sacrifice we have made. And this calls for great sacrifice, because some of those children, you can't even leave that child with anybody. And so then you seem to be grounded. So you may have to live your life differently. So I would, but modern say, so to me, and a church and normal team with a church. Before you realize, one day you may be able to produce a book. And then you find that with dreams, Nana, what I dream say, this is what I want to chase. I'm Mamudia. But a radia domsono will mount a new lease of life in some other way. And to take your writing seriously. Because even with the challenge you have, ubenyam ready or da every idea that comes to your mind. Always surround yourself with books you can write in, and with pen. Idea be and then from time to time, we'll develop one idea fully. And then you realize, before you realize, we say a radiacho bibio. But for now, a radin koso in sustaining na omwa, because enya deketua. Enye adeketua.
Okay. Uncle Ebo, I don't know whether you have a pen to write. I'll take two questions. I see two hands. So that maybe you can take the two and then you answer them for us. All right. So Isabella, you ask your question and then Anita will also ask hers. So Isabella, could you unmute yourself? I think I lost Isabella. All right, Anita, could you ask your question?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Mine is a comment, not a question. Thank you very much for this message that you've given to us. What actually has tickled me a lot is you saying that we should write a letter to ourselves dated end of the year. I've actually never thought about it like that. I would usually do it, let's say at the end of 2025. I would rather write a letter to myself then, and looking at all that has happened throughout the year, and probably write one at the beginning of the year, let's say 2026. But to start from the end in mind, I think I find it very profound and powerful. So that's what I'm going to do. And I think it would actually help me achieve my goals a lot more in alignment with what God has all for me. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Anita. I learned it from somebody, so I'm happy I could share it with you.
Thank you.
So thank you to Anita. Uncle, there's a question in the chat. The person is saying that does one necessarily have to end right before starting right?
Yes. But the point is that you've already ended. So review how you ended, and then let the lessons from that review help you to avoid the mistakes you made in 2025. Because life is about learning from our mistakes. Otherwise, we'll keep repeating them. So in reviewing your 2025, bring the lessons from 2025 into 2026 and let them equip you. It will teach you, I allowed my time to be wasted. Okay, then I'm going to be much more careful about my time. That is from the past. Bring the lessons from the past to the future and to the present, and let it help you. Because, sometimes we say he's experienced. What do we mean? Or he's mature. What do we mean? Whenever we say, he's a very mature person, what we are saying is that he's made a lot of mistakes, but he has learned from them. That's what we are saying. When we say, he's mature in the Lord, what it means, he struggled in his walk with God, but he's learned from them, and he's a much better child of God because of the challenges he's been through. So it's important for us to do that.
Okay, so there's some two more that I'll pick them together so that maybe you can answer them. The first one, the person is asking that regarding the letter to self, how do we know that we are not too overly ambitious? That's number one. All right. Then the second one, okay, the second one is a suggestion to the lady who spoke in tree. Somebody is suggesting that can the lady also document her experience and post on YouTube? It's a laudable advice. So the special needs child, the person is suggesting that every day as you work with that child, your experience with that child should be documented.
Yeah.
And you can actually share on YouTube, and others can also benefit. So I hope, my sister, you have heard. Uncle, the next question is, hello, please, what happens when your partner thinks building your memory bank is all about money and is waiting till you are rich enough to start?
Yeah, that's a very common mistake men make. We think that it is money. It takes only money to make a woman happy. No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. And that is why I have always said that whoever said Suku Namape did not know women, because it's not true. Women will help you plan your time, plan your life, plan your substance, plan your money. It is, we say this and it seems like it is just a cliche, but it is true. Women spell love as ATTENTION, attention. You give a woman attention, just spend time talking, it will be fantastic, but it doesn't cost much. There are people who are saying, oh, the children's school fees, so the children's school fees. Well, come and watch my show. You're paying $200, $250. It won't kill you. Come and watch my show. Oh, by the way, those of you, I'm putting up a show, 2 shows this Valentine weekend, on the 13th and the 14th. The gate is 300 per head, but if you are on this streaming now and you give your details to whoever is coordinating it, you'll get a ticket for 200 cedis. So for everyone who is on this, 200 cedis will get you there, and the 200 cedis will not stop you from paying the school fees. So this excuse, we tend to use luck as an excuse. Oh, the children's school fees. Oh, you bet your school fees. Because the same person who is saying, oh, because the children's school fees is spending money on some other things. So let this also be as important as the children's school fees, because it is important. Now, can I answer the question about how do you know, regarding the letter to self, how do you know that you are not being overly ambitious? Well, what's your concern? You write it. You write it. Be as ambitious as you can be. And the Spirit of God will guide you. As you read and review it, the Spirit of God will guide you and you would learn from it. It's better than not doing it at all. So just do it.
Okay. Okay. Let's keep the questions coming and the comments also coming. Any more questions for Uncle? Ask questions before you register for tickets. Noted. Those who have indicated, have noted this. Yes.
If the questions are not coming, can we have this situation where can people share with us what they are taking away from this this evening? I think that will help all of us and focus our minds on some things that perhaps we should pay attention to.
Okay. What's your advice to someone who is starting over?
Rejoice in the opportunity to do so. It's a fantastic thing to start over. Even in a relationship, even if a relationship ended and you have to start a new one. Oh, rejoice, because you never know what God has prepared for you. There is always something new. Behold, I do a new thing. Let that be your catchphrase. Behold, God is doing a new thing. And go for it.
Okay. Reverend Degajo.
Oh, somebody says, take it for one or for couple. For couple, please. No, it's 200. I'm giving it to you 200 per head instead of the 300.
Okay.
Oh, so Masa, you wanted a 200 for a couple? Oh, boss. Try small.
All right. So Reverend Degajo has a question.
Oh, thank you so much. Mine is not a question, but just like Uncle Bo said, that what is the takeaway? I think that his first comment was, which you entered the year 2026. For me, that's a very laudable question. And the fact that you need to celebrate yourself, work on yourself, learn to forgive yourself, and then also move on. Too many times we are so busy running up and down, but do not really have time to really look at who we are, to celebrate even ourselves. And another takeaway is a revival with yourself, revival with yourself. So I would say that is very laudable. And I think that we all need to take that as one of the things we take away. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reverend.
I can see a question that says,
yes.
Pension. What if you're on pension?
Yes.
Can you still explore new things? Of course. Listen, according to my age, I am 12 years into retirement because I turned 72 this year. And yet every day I am doing a new thing, trying to experience something new. So until they bury you, you are alive. Don't be waiting for death. Let death catch you busy. So get busy. Get busy trying new things.
Okay, get busy trying new things. Right. So, like we're saying, you can share your experiences in the chat, or you put up your hand. You want to share something that you have learned tonight. We'll give you the opportunity to do that. But there's a hand. Oppo Reno. You can ask your question or share your thoughts. You are muted.
Please, is he willing? Is he able to tell us his name? Oppo Reno. We'll be glad to know your name, please.
Can you hear us?
Yes, please.
The Oppo Reno, you are muted.
Hello.
Yes, please. What's your name? Is that Kelvin?
Yes, please.
Okay, good. You can ask your question or your contribution. Thank you. Oh, your hand was up. Okay. Uncle, some people are sharing their thoughts and their takeaways in the chat. Somebody said, my takeaway is to rejoice in starting over. I need to set my priorities right so I don't allow others waste my time, especially like the engagements. My takeaway is about writing the letter and managing my time and also try new things. And my takeaway is thinking to start something new before end of February. Revival for yourself and also cut down on some of running arounds. A lot of the activities and make time for yourself and your spouse. Writing the letters for me is a profound one. All right. For those who are stuck in the past due to some bad experience in life, how do they lift themselves up and restart? This is a question.
Well, they must understand that they are not the only people who have had bad experiences. And yet people, in fact, there are people who have had worse experiences than what you would regard as your bad experience, and they've picked themselves up. Listen, there's an expiry date for blaming your experiences or blaming anybody. So if you're on this today, retire all your excuses and just live. You woke up this morning, didn't you? It's a new start. It's a new life. It was a new gift. You wake up, God willing, tomorrow. Don't reflect on what didn't work in the past. If there are lessons to learn from them, but move on. Move on. Because life won't wait for you to finish morning. Life won't wait for you to finish morning. Pick yourself up and join the new thing God is doing, because he's been waiting for you to stop crying, stop regretting, stop blaming, so he can launch you into the good thing, into the new thing.
Okay, thank you. I'll be taking Jewel. I'll come to you, but let me read this one question before I come to Jewel and Reverend Degajo. It says, how does one manage the fears of her spouse when she feels the spouse thinks she is over-ambitious when it is about exploring one's self-aligning with God as we all make impacts?
I find that some of the people who complain about our dreams and the things we are doing are also those who rejoice the most and celebrate the most when the breakthrough comes. So first, see if you can negotiate, see if you can explain what it is and why it is you are pursuing it, and then let them allow you to try it. But whilst there, remember, it doesn't excuse you from giving the necessary attention and playing the necessary role you need to play whilst pursuing your dream. Okay.
Okay, Jewel, let's take your question.
So mine was a takeaway.
Okay.
Again, one comment, one statement Uncle Ebo Whyte mentioned was that we cannot live our lives in fear, and don't believe this is by chance, because yesterday this was our theme, our sermon for the whole church, and I believe the Spirit of God is speaking to us, because most of us are living in fear. And so some versions of us have come into this year and we are afraid we cannot. And interestingly, this year, our theme for there is advancing. And so we can only advance if we come out of our shell, come out of comfort zone and all these anxieties. We should be bold and take the step. So for me, this is very, very profound. I believe the Spirit of God is speaking to us as a church that we should deal with fear and move on this year and advance. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, Reverend Degajo.
Thank you, Reverend Russell. Thank you again. Thank you very much, Uncle Bo. I just want to ask a question. When you were wrapping up with the point number 10, as part of your remarks, you said, is it every funeral we should attend? Is it every program we necessarily have to attend? But knowing very well, we being Africans and our families, and particularly also sometimes you're calling as a pastor. If you pick and choose the impressions that goes with it, what do you have to say about that? I agree with you. It's not every funeral you need to attend, but how do we blend it? Know very well that we are Africans. The expectations
are very communal.
All right. You know what I like about our culture, what I love about our culture, is that, like law, it always gives you room to escape. It gives you room. So, for instance, among the accounts, they say this: if there's a funeral and you don't come, you are not able to make it, and your money comes, you are marked as present. I hope you understand. If your money comes, your contribution comes for the funeral, you have come to the funeral. And so let's take advantage of some of these things. I understand that as a pastor, you have a duty to make people, to attend to everyone, in which case there must be a day that you are off and you are not available. And I think every pastor will have to develop that, because if you burn yourself out, you will not be able to serve them. So every now and then, get scarce. Put off your phone. Put off your phone. This is what I discovered in ministry. I've stopped playing God in people's lives. In the past, when I was much younger, people call or they come and see me, or they send a message, I need to see you, it's urgent, and I'm running because God's child is in trouble and things like that. Then it occurred to me, hey, wait, are you the one sustaining them? You think you're the one sustaining them? You think you're the one keeping them going? No. So I stopped. And then this is what I found. This is without exception. I'll meet somebody and say, Brother Whyte, I really needed you last week. I needed you badly. And so really, say, yeah, so what is it? So when I didn't find you, I did A, B, and C, and I'm fine. I hope you understand. When I didn't get you, I did this, or I tried this, and it worked. It's a lesson in realizing that we are not as significant as we think we are in other people's lives. So every now and then, learn to take some time off. If you can't take the time off, if you can't take a day off, can you take a morning off? If you can't take a morning off, can you take an afternoon off? Whatever. You would have to continue trying till you find something that works.
Okay. Thank you. I'll pick, we'll be wrapping up soon, but I'll pick this question. How do I say no to something I don't want and to move out of someone's life without hurting the person, hurting them? And then
the question again.
The person is trying to find out, how do I say no to something I don't want and to move out of someone's life without hurting the person?
Some things, there are no easy ways out. You may hurt the person, but the person will heal. It may hurt the person today, but hopefully the person will come to appreciate it. Because if you do not become a good steward of yourself, you'll be in trouble. You know, there's a portion, there's a Bible passage that transformed my life in the Song of Songs. I think somewhere in chapter one or so, it says, they made me the keeper of the vineyards, but my own vineyard I have not kept. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but my own vineyard I have not kept. Let's think about it. Many of us are too busy keeping the vineyards of other people, and we are neglecting our own vineyards. The point is that it is from your vineyard that you have the resources to continue responding to other people. So pay attention to yourself. It's important.
Okay. And then why should people live the lives of others? That's another one. And then I'll add this one that you answer. How often should you allow yourself space to start over or make adjustments, since the 31st December self is depending on what you do now?
As often as you find a need. I have a habit. But before I go on to my habit, because the habit is based on this, you know, the spacecrafts that go to the moon, especially the first one, because that is what I read extensively about. The first Apollo that went to the moon, that succeeded in going to the moon, it was off track 90% of the time. It was off track 90% of the time. It managed to get to the moon by correcting itself every time. And that is about life. We may find ourselves off track, but as soon, the moment you discover, now this is not what I want. No, I'm slipping. No, I am. The problem, the mistake many of us make is that, I said I will read a chapter of the Bible every day. I have gone a week without reading. And then we go, oh, okay, I'll wait. At the end of the month, I'll start again. No. The moment that awareness comes, start. Pick it up again, pick it up again, pick it up again, pick it up again. And then you'll be going, pick it up again, and you'll be moving.
Okay. I think the questions are now becoming more than, because our time is almost up now. But I'll just read 2 more, and then maybe the rest we can be pondering over them later. Somebody says, what is your take on a child following their parents' dreams versus following their own dream? Also, a person following their spouse's dream versus their own dreams. And then the second one says, please, how could one blend a church system with one's personality and values without erring or being branded negative?
Oh my goodness. The second question, I think the second question is inviting me to try and create some controversy, but I would jump it. Let me just attend to your parents' dream. If you are a child and you are under the control of your parents, your code is obedience. Obey and honor your parents. But when you are out of that place, then you are on your own now. So pay attention. So because if you are still dependent upon your parents, the likelihood that the things you want to do, that you focus on today, you may change your mind as you grow older is there. Your parents are much more mature than you. They can see whether this is going to work or not. So listen to them. And if it is not consistent with what you believe, have a discussion with them. And if you have a discussion with them and it doesn't work well, look for somebody they respect, somebody they will listen to, and go and tell the person the issue and invite the person to either to advise you or lead you back to your parents so he can make the case for you. All right.
Okay. Please, what if you don't have money to pay in order to be counted? That's a question. And another one says, please.
What if you don't have money
to pay?
What if you don't have money to do it?
To pay in order to be counted.
To be pampered.
Counted, like. So,
to be counted.
Yes, to be counted.
Why? Has anybody told you that you need money? Oh, you need money before you are counted? I think that just being involved in your society, in your community, sometimes brings more respect. There are people who are respected in the church, not because they have money, but because they make themselves available. And try it.
Okay. All right. What should one do if she feels the spouse misinterprets her intent on investing in his life? He may think she has reasons of getting something in exchange indirectly.
Now, read that question from the top again.
Okay. The person says, what should one do if she feels the spouse misinterprets her intent on investing in his life? He may think she has reasons of getting something in exchange indirectly.
Well, if that is your spouse, communication is a key. It will take away all suspicion, all misunderstanding. So talk with your spouse. Talk. Pick the time you talk carefully, because it isn't always that when you talk with your spouse, he's listening. So pick your time carefully. Choose your times carefully. Our parents knew how, our mothers knew how to do it. They will wake our fathers at dawn and then talk to them. So try it with him. And I wish you all the best. Can I?
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, yeah, maybe I just wanted to have your closing remarks before our senior pastor comes in.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we'll be dropping a short feedback link on the page. So whilst Uncle Ebo gives the closing remarks, just complete it for us. There are just about 3 or so points for you to complete so that we can make this better next time. All right. So yes, Uncle Ebo.
All right. Thank you very much, and thank you to everyone who joined us this evening. I would like to leave you with one thought. I want you to remember how you learned to walk as a child. Remember your childhood. Remember how you learned to walk. There's a big lesson there. The child begins to try to walk, gets up, falls, take a step or two, stops, shakes, falls, gets up again. You are walking because you never gave up. None of us started walking the first step we took. None of us started running the first step we took. It was, you try it, it doesn't work, but you don't give up. That is how life is to be lived. No wonder Jesus said that unless you become like a little child, you will never see the kingdom of God. Because this is part of it, the insight of a child. A child knows, I have fallen today, but I shouldn't lie down. I should get up because I must walk. And how often do you have to try before you walk? It doesn't matter. I am going to try till I'm walking. And that is the spirit with which we should live our lives. Don't give up. Go at it again and again and again and again and again until God is honored in the effort you are making. With that, God bless you. A happy 2026 to all of you. I would like to welcome you to my shows this year, but especially for the Valentine show. Love on the Ropes on the 13th of this month, and then on the 14th, Dubai or No Sex, all at the National Theatre. If the coordinator can take the record of those who want to watch, I'm offering it to Calvary Baptist at 200 cedis per head instead of 300. So thank you. God bless you. May 2026 be your best year yet. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Uncle Ebo. Grateful. So, like I said, there's a link in the chat. Please just complete it for us. I complete it for us. We'll be grateful. And you can also send me a message if you want a ticket. I'll drop my number whilst our senior pastor gives the closing remarks. So you can let me know the tickets you want. Thank you. Yes, SP.
All right. Thank you very much, Uncle Ebo. Just having some difficulty with my camera. I wanted you to see me having a little difficulty with that. But Uncle Ebo, you are looking very young for the age you mentioned. I guess one of the things you are using is keep in shape.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, and I think that for me, apart from everything, that was very instructive, because if this body is not in shape, we can't do the work God wants us to do.
No.
We may have all the ideas, we may have all the thoughts and all the plans, but if this body is out of shape and out of wellness, we can't do what God wants us to do. So that was a profound one. And we are also actually studying the Bible. We are reading through the Bible. We did it last year. We are doing it again this year. And we've started already. So At the end of every chapter, we have a discussion on every book. We have a discussion on the book. So you mentioning it is just like the Spirit of God speaking to us again, like one of our brothers said. I want to be grateful to everyone who was able to make it on the call. And this is just one of the masterclass series that we have in this year. And I want to entreat as many of us who can be on it to jump on and be a blessing to yourself, and then be a blessing to other people as well. I am sure the 10 points will be shared, and we can all see it or have it somehow. Pastor Felix, please, we can put the 10 points together, and then we can share it. Let's type it out nicely, get some artwork around it, and share it for everyone in church to note that that's the way we want to start our year and start right for 2026. Be sure to write yourself a letter. Be sure to revive yourself as well. But regardless of whatever you do, be sure to keep in shape. Don't eat wrongly at the wrong time. And God will be a blessing in your life and in the life of others as well. Pastor Felix, God bless you for you and your team, how you have coordinated this program and led it, and for us to have this great success today. God richly, richly bless you all abundantly, especially Uncle Ebo Whyte and your lovely wife. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
On that note, SP, you can close us.
All right. Let's share in a word of prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we give you praise. We give you glory and honor. We are grateful to you for a night like this, a night where through your servant you open our eyes in very simple terms, nothing complex, nothing wild, but very simple, down-to-earth terms. The posture we should take, the decisions we can make, the directions we can take, the path we should take if we are to go through this year victoriously as people who are looking to God to empower us to advance. This is another level of empowerment for us to be able to advance in the year 2026 in every area of our lives. We thank you for the vessel you have used. We pray that you strengthen and bless him, and you pour more into his life like never before, and he will continue to be a blessing to us and this generation. We're praying, oh God, for everyone on the call, and as many who beyond this call will hear from the things that we have learned, and also be excited and be imparted by these things, that we all together shall be built up, shall be strengthened, shall be encouraged, shall put fear away, that we will be bold and courageous, and that we will think through life and say, what can I do, or what would I be able to do if I were not afraid? Lord, these are things that you have really settled in the scriptures for us, that we should be bold and courageous about life. Grant us that as we go through 2026, may it be that every month we are able to pinpoint something we have worked on, something we have achieved, something we have had victory over, something we have started, something we have completed. We have a story to tell in every month, because we have been able to look through the year and wrote a very good letter to ourselves that by the end of the year, A, B, C, D should be happening. Grant us this grace in the name of Jesus Christ. Bless our night with your goodness in Jesus' name. Amen.